America is sold. The transaction was finalized yesterday, December 11th, 2025. This is the timestamp for the death of the old republic. Washington has shed its skin. It is no longer a government. It is a liquidation firm. Yesterday at 1200 hours, the Trump administration executed a protocol that rewrites the DNA of global finance. The domain trumpcard.gov went live. It wasn't a leak. It wasn't a drill. It was the grand opening of the United States as a commercial entity. Sovereignty is now a line item on a balance sheet. The last 48 hours in Washington have been a masterclass in brute force economics. The operation began in the sub-basement of the Department of Commerce on December 9th. Secretary Howard Lutnick assembled a skeleton crew of financial engineers. They worked in isolation. No phones. No internet access until the 0 hour. The air in the room was heavy with the smell of ozone and sweat. They were coding a bypass for the U.S. Constitution. Lutnick stood before a wall of LED monitors watching the countdown. He knew exactly what he was about to unleash. The fiscal cliff is 20 days away. The deficit is bleeding out at $3 trillion. The Senate is deadlocked. The Treasury is running on fumes. Lutnick checked his watch. 11:59 a.m. December 10th. He gave the signal. The firewall came down. The site went global. The product is brutal in its simplicity. The Trump Gold Card. Entry price, $1 million. You wire the funds to the U.S. Treasury, you get a green card, no lottery, no waiting period, no lines at the consulate. The background check is automated, 14 days. If you aren't on a red notice, you are approved. But the $1 million buy-in is just for the waiting list. The real payload is the Platinum Card. $5 million. This is the detail that has Wall Street terrified. For $5 million, the United States grants you total tax immunity on foreign assets. You live in Manhattan. You enjoy the Secret Service protection. You use American infrastructure. But you pay zero federal tax on your holdings in Dubai, Zurich, or Shanghai. President Trump has unilaterally converted the United States into the ultimate offshore haven. The Cayman Islands are finished. Switzerland is irrelevant. Why hide your gold in a bunker in the Alps when you can park it behind the U.S. Marine Corps? The transaction ticker on the Commerce Department screen lit up 4 seconds post-launch. A transfer from Riyadh, $5 million. A transfer from Beijing, $5 million. A transfer from a shell company in Cyprus, $5 million. The server room hummed with the sound of incoming liquidity. This was the sound of capital flight abandoning Europe. London is panicking, Frankfurt is freezing. The United States is drinking the world's milkshake. While the digital account swelled, the reality for the American voter was being recalibrated in real time. Cut to Pennsylvania, Mount Pocono, 7 p.m. December 10th. Freezing rain. A crowd of thousands in red hats waited in the mud. These are the believers. Steel workers, mechanics. They wanted to hear that the trade war was working. They wanted relief. President Trump walked out. He looked sharp. He looked like a CEO who just closed the deal of the century. He knew the Visa money was flowing. He didn't need to sell them a dream anymore. He gave them the invoice. The subject was inflation. The 60% tariffs on China have crushed the supply chain. Toy prices are up 40%. Christmas is 2 weeks out. The crowd was anxious. Trump leaned into the mic. He didn't blink. You do not need 30 dolls. Buy 2 dolls. The silence was absolute. It was a cold splash of water. The president told his base to embrace austerity. Consume less. Tighten the belt. Meanwhile, 5,000 miles away, a Saudi prince was wiring $5 million to avoid taxes. The caste system is official. There are shareholders and there are employees. The shareholders get the Platinum Card. The employees get 2 dolls. But the financial coup was only the first front. The second front opened in the Caribbean. Sector 4. Night. The USS Kidd went dark. The target was the Santa Ynez, a tanker flying the Venezuelan flag. Cargo? 2 million barrels of crude. This was not a sanctioned interception. This was a seizure. Navy SEALs took the bridge at 23:30. The crew surrendered. President Trump received the confirmation at 8 a.m. this morning. When asked by the press pool about the legal justification, he didn't cite maritime law. He didn't mention the UN. He simply said, "We keep the oil." I suppose. The message is terrifyingly clear. The United States has engaged predatory mode. It sells protection to the rich and seizes assets from the weak. The Venezuelan oil is heading to a refinery in Texas. The proceeds go to the same discretionary fund as the visa fees. Trump has built a war chest that Congress cannot touch. He has bypassed the power of the purse. The economic shockwave is hitting the street right now. Real estate brokers in Miami are overwhelmed. The phone lines are jammed. To get the Platinum card, you need a U.S. address. Thousands of oligarchs need a penthouse immediately. They are buying sight unseen. Cash offers, no inspections. Wall Street's internal memos predict a housing spike of 15% by March. The middle class is being priced out of existence. Rents will double. The teacher and the cop will be pushed to the fringes. The American housing market is now a storage facility for global capital. We are importing inflation to export our debt. Langley is in crisis mode. The CIA director is furious. The vetting protocol is a joke. 14 days is not enough to background check a ghost corporation. The FBI knows what is coming. The cartels are buying in. The triads are buying in. Russian intelligence is buying in. They aren't sneaking through the desert. They are walking through JFK customs with a platinum card. President Trump has monetized national security. He decided that the cash injection is worth the risk. The Chinese Ministry of State Security doesn't need spies anymore. They can just buy residency. $1 million is a business expense. Europe is watching in horror. Berlin knows its tax base is gone. Why pay taxes in Germany when you can pay a one-time fee to Trump and live tax-free in Florida? This is economic warfare against the West. The euro is crashing. The dollar is king. Congress is impotent. The Democrats are screaming about treason, but they have no cards to play. The Immigration and Nationality Act gives the president the power to set entry rules. He set a price tag. It is legal, it is constitutional, and it is making billions. The administration estimates $400 billion in revenue for Q1 2026. That money fixes the budget. It lets Trump extend tax cuts without cutting spending. It is a magic trick performed with accounting and absolute power. December 11th is the point of no return. The Statue of Liberty is now a toll booth. The ethos of the nation has shifted. Citizenship is a subscription service. There is a basic tier for the masses who are told to accept less, and there is a premium tier for the elite who buy immunity. The tanker is being towed to Houston. The oil will be sold. The visa applications are processing. The red lights on the dashboard are turning green. America is liquidating its values to buy another century of dominance. President Trump is in the Oval Office. He won. He beat the Senate. He beat the markets. He turned the presidency into a private equity firm. And if you don't like the price of toys or the fact that your rent just doubled or that a cartel boss is your new neighbor, the message from the top is simple. You don't need $30. You need to pay up. Welcome to United States Limited. Cash only.